A very good afternoon from Central Europe in this beautiful spring day, but it's windy. I hope that the sound is not very disturbing. So very good morning. Hello guys, hello friends on YouTube all around the world, and today I'm going to do a special live stream. Today's live stream will be about the Quansheng UV-K5 radios. As you can see, I have three Quansheng radios here on this table. So I would like to show you new features and also the latest model of the Quansheng radios, the UV-K5/99. I can say also possible differences in the models and some other stuff. But the main thing is that all the radios have installed the custom firmwares, of course, so no one's has the original firmware, because I don't see that, or I didn't find the original firmware very useful or any special. Actually, there are plenty of Quansheng firmwares, Exumer, the IJV firmware, or the others. But I found that the IJV firmware is for me the best. It doesn't have special things like spectrum scope, but it has a lot of more features which are, I would say, more practical. So let me check the chat first. Hello, good evening, Yogimu. Good evening. Hey Dietmar. Greetings to Pittsburgh, and hello Paolo Rosin, and greetings to Venice in Italy, and also Team B. Hello Derek, Golf 4 Whiskey Bravo Papa, and I believe the others. Okay, so let me start this special live stream with great news that the Quansheng just released the very new model, which is the Quansheng UV-K5/99. I just found that there is not any difference in model with the UV-K5/8 or UV-K5. The simple, or just a small difference, is in appearance of the radio. As you can see that the 99 model has just this plasticky facelift. I would say the facelift, because this is metallic right here around them, or I would say this is the mask. So the metallic mask is on the 8 version, and on the 99 version you can see that is completely plastic. Also, I found one very interesting thing, that these buttons on the 99 model does not make these crazy sounds. One moment, I will turn on the mic. Okay, so This is my second mic here, and you can hear this crazy sound, especially when you are using the 8 model. Of course, we can hear clicks, but also we can hear this crazy sound. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it in English. But I found that this is already not happening in such strength on this keyboard on the 99. Yeah, squeak. The squeaky sound. Perfect. Thank you very much. So that squeaky sound is missing here on this new model, which is great. It was kind of annoying for me. And okay, the microphone is turned off. So this was a little annoying on this radio, and I'm very happy that they solved this or fixed this little issue. It's not a problem, but it's just an issue. Okay, I think that this is actually the biggest difference between the 99 and /8 models. As you can see that the size is the same, and also the motherboard inside those two transceivers is the same, which means that you can actually buy the new 99 model and you can upload directly the custom firmware into it for UV-K5 or even older model without any problem. I can say that this design around the keyboard is very similar to the very first model, which is the UV-K5, because as you can see that this keyboard around, it's much different. Also, you can mix the charging pad with the original version, the UV-K5/8. Both use the same charging pad. Okay, the color of the display is the same orange like in the 8 version. The K5 has blue or white blue color. This is orange, and also in this transceiver. Here you can see also the third one, also the UV-K5/8, but here I don't have the IJV firmware. Here I have the CEC firmware because this transceiver has been modified. There is installed the additional motherboard. No, it is installed additional PCB or PCB board, and I actually changed the FM radio receiver chip in this radio. There was many questions in the video description, in the video comments when I did this modification. The question was about, is this radio able to transmit on shortwaves after this modification? This was the maybe question number 1. No, the radio after the modification to the full band receiver is not able to transmit on those bands. I will tell you why. Actually, there are 2 receiver chips in this transceiver. There is one main chip which is operating the radio itself, like 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and so on. This main chip has not been replaced in this radio, okay? I replaced the second chip, the second receiver chip, which is for FM receiver. And therefore, just receiver chip has been replaced. This radio is not able to transmit on those frequencies because the original chip is receiver. And the second question is, or the most asked question, if this radio is able to operate on 2 meters and 70 centimeters after the hardware modification, after the chip replacement. So, as I told you before, I replaced just a secondary chip, which is the FM radio chip, but the first one, the main chip, has not been changed. Therefore, this radio is normally operating on 2 meters and 70 centimeters as before. Okay, so there is not any change, and you can normally load your memories into the radio, and you can transmit and work. But only if you wish to use the new features of the new chip, you have to install this new firmware, which is the CEC right here, 041HF. I know there is a newer, actually the latest is maybe 50, if I'm not wrong, 050HF with better features maybe, but I didn't install yet this firmware. Anyway, if you wish to go to this all mode and full band receiver, you have to push the 0 button, push and hold the 0 button, and you will access to the let me select the band. So you will access to the full band receiver feature, and here you can see actually the frequency S meter, which is very nice, by the way. You can see the modulation and the other stuff. This is the full band receiver, of course, short waves only, not short wave only, but short waves, middle waves, and long waves. I found that there is some kind of noise. If you want to go to the middle waves and long waves, there is a problem inside. There is a problem with the noise from some kind of component inside. I don't know if it's the processor or something else, but the noise is pretty strong, and I would say that it is not really useful for middle waves and long waves. If you go to 7 megahertz and up, that is not any problem. There is the question. Modified with a different chip. Yeah, this is the modified radio with the different chip. I mean the FM radio chip, not a main receiver chip or transceiver chip. This is the same as before. Any of the firmwares out there allow this to TX in true SSB on 2 meter and 70 centimeter. That is a good question. Actually, there is no hardware made for a real single sideband modulation. You need a different chip, and you need a different hardware if you wish to transmit in a real single sideband modulation. But the IJV firmware, I think, is the only one. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, but the IJV firmware is able to work on the double sideband modulation. What is the double sideband modulation? That means that the radio transmits in both sides at the same time. So actually, I did a test with my friend. I did test on 2 meters, and the second transceiver, or my friend's transceiver, was the ICOM 9700, which is VHF UHF transceiver, single sideband. He told me that he heard me very clear and loud. Actually, he was very impressed that he heard me very clear and loud from this Quansheng radio in single sideband modulation. He heard me in upper sideband and then also in lower sideband. That means that you can actually transmit in double sideband from this Quansheng and the UV-K5 UV-K5 3/13. Actually, I have here UV-K5 3/13. This is the latest firmware. So also the second thing is that this new firmware is able to work on CW, as you can see. We did also a test on the CW, and he was so amazed. Actually, really, he was so amazed that the signal from CW was clean from this Chinese modified radio. So that is really pretty amazing that you are actually somewhere in the woods and you're hiking. You have this little transceiver. You can have also more batteries, because I presume that you have maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 Quansheng radios at home, like me. It is very cheap radio, actually 20 euros each, or maybe even less. So you can have maybe 2 extra batteries in your pocket, and you are on the hill with this radio, and you can really go to DSB modulation, and you can actually be a part of a VHF or UHF contest, and you can be heard. On the second side, probably you will disturbing somebody very close to you, because you are also transmitting in both sides. So when you are talking to someone on the upper sideband, someone else a few kilohertz in the side will hear you as well. So maybe he will be confused. But you can talk on the dual sideband. There is not any other handheld transceiver what is able to transmit in dual sideband or single sideband modulation. This is the first one, after the firmware modification, of course, not original firmware. And of course, CW, there are actually some plans on, or diagrams or schematic on internet already. If you connect here external PTT, but no external key, Morse key, you need to do a little modification on it, but it is somewhere there. You can find it. You can actually be CW QRV. with an external keypad connected to this slot here. Is it not amazing? So this, I think, is the biggest thing when I think on these Quansheng radios. Of course, we can receive fully receive upper sideband, lower sideband, and CW Morse codes. Of course, it doesn't have decoder, but it can receive. This new firmware, let me show you. This new firmware is very nice because it is a pop-up screen if you select something on this on the keyboard. One moment, there is the dust here. Okay, I don't like dust. Okay, so if you want to select the modulation, you can see this pop-up window here, and with the arrows up and down, you can just select what modulation you like to use. It is very simple and very similar to the traditional modern radios. So if you wish to hear a dual sideband, just push the M button here and you can receive in SB, like single sideband or sideband. Yeah, it is actually dual sideband, but is it like sideband here? The other thing is also, if you wish to if you wish to select the filter with the 5 button here, you can also see this beautiful pop-up window, and with the arrow buttons you can select filter you wish to use. As you can see that the new firmware offers a lot of filters: 25 kilohertz, 22 kilohertz, 18, 12 kilohertz, 8 kilohertz, 6, 3, and also 2 kilohertz on the dual sideband. Amazing. So also push the M button and you can see here it is selected 2K, like 2 kilohertz, and here is this sideband modulation. The H means that it is used a high power. The power is changed by the 6 button, and it is a long press of the 6 button, it is changing the power level. Okay. The next is the step. So the long press of the 9 button will appear this pop-up screen with the steps, and as you can see, we can tune from 20 Hertz, 50, 250, 1 kilohertz, 2.55, 6.25, 8.33 for an airband, 9 kilohertz for AM modulation, AM broadcast band, 10 kilohertz for short waves, or 5 kilohertz, 12.5, 20, 25, 50, 100, and 200 kilohertz. There is the question regarding where is the IJV firmware. After this live stream, I will put the links down in the video description. Okay, so if you come back to this video after the live stream, you will find it over there. Good. So if you wish to select some of the steps, let's say here, push the M button and step is selected. Simple. Good. So there is also there is also a one display mode, F2. As you can see, it is also very nice. If I open the squelch, this is very unusual. I am actually receiving sideband modulation on PMR frequency. Okay. There are plenty of features in the firmware, as you can see, 3.13. Whoa! I want to show you something very nice. India Kilo 5 Whiskey Golf. I repeat his call sign. India Kilo 5 Whiskey Golf. He made a beautiful guide for the IJV 3.XX or 3.0, 3.13 or any others. This is very, very nice. I like this guide. Again, the credits to India Kilo 5 Whiskey Golf. I can also put the link. I hope I will find it. It is also in a Facebook group. I think there is the published this guide. So here you can see all those features on the keyboard. Here you can see the layout on the keyboard, like the numbers and others. And if you find something after the long push, after the short press, or long press, short press, and after the function button, you can see what feature will be selected. Okay, this is very, very good. So again, I will try to put the link to this guide into the video description. And in case the IK5 WWG is watching this video, I will be very pleased if you could send me the link where we can download this beautiful guide in PDF format or in a JPG format or something like that. Okay, I will be very, very happy if you could send me this link. Good, guys. So the thing I wanted to say, that if you are hiking somewhere on the mountains, you have an extra batteries taken from your another Quansheng's radios, because the same antennas are used in the Quansheng UV-K5/8 and also UV-K5, the first model, and also in this model UV-K5/99. Okay, so here, you can use actually these extra batteries in case that somewhere on the mountain this battery will discharged, fully discharged. So you can also use the batteries from your extra radios, taken from the extra radios. Okay, here to this third one, I have connected my magnetic loop antenna. Let me show you. I just wanted to turn on the radio and show you how it sounds like on the short waves. I found that we have today pretty nice weather conditions, and also radio propagations. There is one thing what I would like to explain. After the modification, the CEC firmware 0.41 HF, after the modification, you can use on shortwaves 2 chips. You can use an original chip, and also you can use the feature from a new modded chip or the full band receiver. If you are in the standard mode like this, if you go to the VFO mode, okay, you see VFO mode. Now you can go to shortwaves directly from the keyboard. 0, 1, no, 0, 21, 2, 5, 0. Okay, or even better, you can go to 0, 27, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, this thing is because the step is selected to 6.25. So firstly, we have to go to step selection. Step to 1 kilohertz we need to set. Enter. And now we can go to 27.555. The question why to 27.555, of course, this is the monitor frequency for CB freeband or freebanders, and there is always some traffic. So this is the option number 1. In this case, you are using the main chip in the radio, the same chip which is receiving also 2 meter and 70 centimeter. In this case is not the new chip in use. Now we are using an original chip for 2 meter and 70 centimeter. So if we open the squelch and after tune the antenna, maybe we will hear some signals. Okay, just the S meter. This is FM, okay. We have to go to the single sideband or dual sideband modulation, but in this firmware we are not able to go maybe some quickly as in IJV firmware, so we need to go to menu and find the demodulation here, and single sideband, as you see, demodulation and single sideband. Okay, let me turn on the mic. All right. Okay, but there is not really big activity today on 11 meters. I'm tuning the antenna. Good. So the second option, we can use also the new modification or the chip from, or the chip which I replaced. In this case, we need to push the 0 button and hold. And now we are on the second chip which we replaced, or which I replaced. You can see the video on my YouTube channel. So in this case, I can also go to 27555, but in different way. There is a list after push the F button. No, sorry, 0 button. There is a list of the bands, and we can find 11 meters. Push again. Is there any? No. And here we have 27555 and 11. So we need to push a 6 button. Yeah, we are here, but still AM modulation. AM modulation is changing by short press the F button. This is FM. Oh no, long press F button. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm a little confused from so many firmwares. So here is the F button again, because we are looking at the lower sideband, and we have the upper sideband. Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but you can learn it. I can tell you again how to do it. So long press of the FM button or 0 button, you will come to this mode. If you wish to find some band, you need to push again the 0 button and select the band you wish from the keyboard. And after you come to the desired band, you are in AM modulation. So long press of the F button, you change to the single sideband, and short press F button, you select lower sideband or upper sideband. It's simple, but sometimes confusing, especially when you are using 2 different firmwares. And the very interesting thing is that the audio is much lower when you are in this mode. Let me tune the antenna again. Yeah, it should be tuned, but there is no noise actually, because I'm on the end of my garden. But we can try another bands, maybe 20 meters. After this modification, you can go down below 15 megahertz, because normally when you buy the radio, you can't go below 15 megahertz. Only after you change the chip. So going to 20. Okay. Yeah, and we have some signals over here. Also, I noticed wobbling. Yeah, the wobbling is kind of an annoying thing, especially on these cheap Chinese radios. Like it was ATS 100, I think. Maybe you had seen a video about the wobbling. Also, the wobbling appeared after my modification, so you can hear it. It sounds funny, but okay.
Papa 6, Foxtrot X-ray Yankee 59304.
Tuning is a little slow, maybe 1 second every kilohertz. You can click even faster, but tuning is still very slow. So
is a Polish contest. Only QSO with station in Poland is possible.
okay, let me compare receivers, but I need to go to the different band. I wanted to.
Thanks, this is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo Tango, contact.
I wanted to
CQ Poland, CQ Sugar Papa contest. Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo Tango, contact.
I wanted to tune same frequencies on both receivers, the modded receiver and not modded receiver, but the custom firmware. But the problem is that if you are using the Quansheng with an original hardware, not modified, you can't go below 15 megahertz. So only 17 meters, 15 meters, 12 meters, 10 meters, or 11 is able to compare. But today's maybe not really nice propagations on that bands. I hope that yes, but I'm not sure.
Lima, Bravo Tango, contact.
Okay, there is, if you push the M button, you can here select the features, and let me explain every feature. So this is the band selection, and with these two buttons on the side, you can select the bands. You see, like a normal Chinese radio. And it is memorized here on 20 meters, which is great. Another feature is step button here. So also with these side buttons, you can change the step, and the step is right here. I don't know if you see, currently it is written 3 kilohertz, and we can change it. Oh, sorry, it is here. This is the filter. So here, 1000 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz, and also 1000 kilohertz. Yeah, the only problem of this firmware version is that it doesn't have 5 kilohertz, 8.3 kilo. This is not really needed, but 1 kilohertz is not here, and also 5 kilohertz is missing, especially on CB band. There you need 5 kilohertz step. Maybe in the next firmware is it added, but not in this firmware. The next feature is LNA. The LNA is low noise amplifier, or the preamp, but in this case it is like attenuation. Here you can see the attenuation on 0, and you can set the attenuation down to 15 dB, 26 dB, and 0 dB. So from 0 to 26 dB, you can go down with attenuation in case you have or you're receiving very strong signal on the band. Another feature is the bandwidth, and you've seen that the bandwidth is right there on top. It is currently 3 kilohertz, and you can change it to 2.2 kilohertz, 1.2 kilohertz, and back 3, 4 kilohertz, 0.5 and 1 kilohertz, and back. And let me find or let me show you how it sounds when you change the filters. This is 1.2. Wait.
Papa Contest. This is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo, Tango. Contest. Sugar Papa Contest. This is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo, Tango. Contest. Sugar Papa Contest. This is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo, Tango. Contest.
You see,
Papa Contest. This is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo, Tango. Contest.
you can see the difference when you switch between 2.2 and 3. This is 3 kilohertz. This is 3 kilohertz. And this is 2.
This is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo, Tango.
This splattering signal, which is very close to this frequency, will disappear after you change the filter from 3 kilohertz down to 2.2, which is great on the receiver, especially when it's contest running on the band and all the frequencies are so busy, let's say. Okay, guys, if you have some questions, let me know down in the into the chat. If you wish to know something or if you wish to test something, I have here those 2 receivers, and we can do some experiments. I have here also the ATS receiver 120, just in case that we would like to compare the receivers or something. Also, I have here these 27 megahertz antenna, which I'm using very often with these radios.
Papa Contest. This is Italy, Kilo 6, Lima, Bravo, Tango.
Okay, now, do you have a solution for the SSB signal? Okay, let me explain what you mean. What solution for the SSB signal? You mean like not dual sideband, but single sideband? You mean like something like a different firmware or hardware? In case of DSB signal, the DSB signal is actually not a real SSB signal. Okay, this is kind of virtual dual sideband. When you are transmitting on a dual sideband on 2 meter and 70 centimeter, the signal looks more like AM signal. There is also a beat signal in the center. So you can hear the beat signal in the center, and then you can hear both modulation at the same time to the sides of this beat signal. So there you can see that this is actually transmitted from the Quansheng radio because you can actually hear two sides and also the beat signal carrier in the center. So this is not a real thing, but the developer of the IJV firmware did as he could, actually, because the hardware inside the radio is missing for a real upper and lower sideband modulation. Okay, I think there I seen some questions. I would like to show us in a next video the most appropriate way to measure the SWR in walkie antennas. Okay, but for this reason I need to take the antenna analyzer, which I'm using it. The other question, Realcom Fonseca, parasitical signal, try to remove the antenna. Try to remove the antenna on SSB. Parasitical signal, try to remove the antenna. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean. Of course, yeah, this is the thing what I have to mention. You can go to CB band, okay, with this radio, but you should never transmit on the CB band or somewhere else outside or out of the 2 meter and 70 centimeter. I'm pretty sure that many of you knows about this issue. This radio is mainly made or only made for 2 meter and 70 centimeter bands. That means that internal circuitry and mainly the filters, low-pass filters and band-pass filters, were made for 2 meter and 70 centimeter for the highest power and for the best filtering. This was designed in this radio. And if you go to CB band after your firmware modification, this radio is not prepared for the CB band. Therefore, it can transmit, but with just a few milliwatts on CB band or somewhere else. But the whole power is actually transmitted in the parasitic, oh gosh, this book, in the parasitic frequencies. And we know that very, actually high power is transmitted at the same time on the airband, which is very important to know that if you are transmitting on the CB band, you can be heard on airband, so maybe on some plane. And this is very dangerous. So therefore, I really don't recommend to TX or transmit with this radio outside of 2 meter and 70 centimeter bands because of parasitic signals on unwanted bands. And this is or can be very dangerous, and it may lead in the future to banning of this radio by the governments because of noise coming, in this case, from the radios. Good. Okay, guys, I'm still waiting for some more questions in case you have some questions. It is a Polish contest today. Yes, Mr. Fonseca. This is what I told already in this video. The problem with the carrier signal while you are transmitting on DSB or a dual sideband, that you are transmitting into the both sides of dual sideband. So you are transmitting in lower sideband and upper sideband at the same time, but also you are transmitting a carrier signal in the middle. Yeah, this is true, and we need a hardware modification to cancel this carrier signal and also cancel the one upper side of the signal. But we don't have such hardware modification, so therefore we need to use it like it is. Okay, guys, very nice information is that I am communicating already with the Quansheng company. I've got some replies from them, and I offered them maybe a little help or participation on developing of a new model of the Quansheng radios, and I asked them for adding the single sideband ability transmission on 2 meter and 70 centimeters, so a real SSB modulation in the radio in the next model. And also I asked them for adding a third band, which is a 10-meter band and CB band, if possible. So in this case, the next model could be or should be a 3-band or tri-band radio, 10 meter, 2 meter and 70 centimeter. This was my question, if it's possible to make something like this. And there is also Fabrizio, which is developer of the IJV firmware. I think that he could be also very helpful in case they would need some help with a new model. So because Fabrizio made a beautiful firmware for these Quansheng radios. So I think that would be so great to have a new model from the Quansheng radio with single sideband modulation, AM modulation, FM modulation on 2 meter and 70 centimeter, possibly a bigger battery, and 5 watts. I don't know, maybe 10 watts would be great as well, but I'm still waiting for reply from Quansheng. They passed my questions to the technicians in their company, so I'm very excited to read their next email. Okay, if you take the antenna away from the radio, you have a constant receive signal that is made inside the radio receiver. This is very parasitical signal. Yes, this is happening only on this modified version. I will show you that. One moment. If you do the hardware chip mode, will it affect the performance on VHF, UHF? Okay, this is also I told already in this video. No, it doesn't have any effect on VHF, UHF, because we are modding just a secondary receiver chip. The main receiver chip, which is VHF, UHF receiver, is not touched. Okay, so we are changing only the second chip, which is for FM radio. The FM radio chip is removed and is replaced by a new one, which is a full band shortwave receiver. So VHF UHF is normally working after this mode. Free band and sideband, yes, and clean on GMRS. If they refine LoRa, it will be the most desirable too. We need to be very gentle, actually, for the next model. I think that we all will be very happy if the Quansheng will add at least SSB modulation, AM and FM modulation on 2 meter and 70 centimeter, and also if they will add filters for 10 meter and CB band. This would be excellent. The other features, this can be added maybe later, but the first thing is to please the Quansheng, they do something finally, because I think that many people would like to see a real single sideband handheld transceiver. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that that this possible new model will be the best seller on the ham radio market with these radios. Okay, there was the question regarding the parasitic noise after I removed the antenna. This is actually can be seen on modded receiver. If I go to long waves, not this. So if we go to the long, let's say 1, okay, as you can see that single upper sideband and S9 plus, okay, it is connected to the magnetic loop antenna right now. It is pretty high noise. If I disconnect the antenna, the noise is still there. And you can see also clicks in every second. Okay. I don't know what is the source of this noise. Yeah, but it is definitely there. And also if you go to I think this noise is coming from the screen, maybe from processor, maybe from the video processor, I don't know. If you go to 80 meters, which is 6, the noise is still here. And also the rooster in the background. Okay, so 80 meters is not really useful. You see? Yeah, and the rooster agreeing with me. But if you go to 7 megahertz, where is 7 megahertz? Number 1. It is much better. So we can go to 7 megahertz with my maglub antenna. Okay. It's not really nice today here. I should be on 40 meters right now, but there is nothing like this. I can try also this antenna. As you can see, that is the 27 megahertz antenna, but can be used also on short waves. Oh, I am on the upper sideband, sorry. Oh, this damn rooster. So as you can see that the band is not really in nice shape on 40 meters. Don't worry. Going to 17 megahertz, 17 meters. Now the mag loop, maybe it will be better. Yeah, definitely. You see that upper frequencies are kind deaf. Okay, so I'm going to switch the antenna to the second radio, which is running the IJV firmware. This is not modified. I need to go to VFO mode and 0, 0, 1, 8, 1, 2, 6 and 0. I need adapter. What is on 124? Okay, so now you can see the main problem of the original chip. If you go to the short waves, after you modify the firmware, the main problem on 18 megahertz, on 21 megahertz are places on some frequencies where you can listen the FM broadcast parasitic signals. And this is also happening right here. Okay, you can see that plus 30 is the signal from the FM broadcast transmitter. Yeah, this is not happening on the modded receiver. I presume that this replaced receiver has a better parameters, and I just don't see these parasitic signals from the FM broadcast. So this is happening only on these original FM chips, which are not replaced. And I need to go to DSB. This was actually not from the FM band, from the AM band. I think that the front band or front filter are overloaded, and we are receiving signals from the AM broadcast stations. Step button to 1 kilohertz. Okay, and the FT8 signals are still here. There is a question. When you are switching from IJV receiver mode to radio mode, you have a motor bolting sound usually. Usually I must switch on and off the radio for this to motor. Okay, I don't know. Just to answer. Optic, could you explain why I have better reception with a tactical 124 centimeter antenna on these low frequencies compared to the 27 telescopic CB antenna? I'm new to the hobby since I bought these Quanshengs. Well, good questions, but good question, but I don't have an answer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys. For the final, thank you very much for watching this video. I don't see any more questions in the chat. I hope that you found this video useful for you. I have a new bag for the Quanshengs. I got it from my friend, one of my friends, and it's pretty, it has a pretty nice size, and you can put the whole Quansheng into it. Actually, 3 of them. So it is also good to have some nice bag or pouch for these radios, and also for extra batteries or even kind of small wire antenna. No GPS in these radios. Okay, so thank you very much, my friends, for watching this video. I wish you 73, and the links I will put down into the video description. The link for the firmware, link for the video I modded, link for the video I modded where I exchanged this chip, and also the links for the firmwares, IJV and some others. Also, if I will find the source for this table, a very good table and very good guide, so I will put the link also over there. I wish you a very nice day, 73, and hope to see you soon again. Nice Sunday. Bye bye.